Happy Gemini season. Hello. Welcome. It's Nichole.
Hey. Hey, it's Gabrielle, Celeste, and it is the most hated season of the year.
I feel like Geminis get a really bad rep, and I
They do.
actually really enjoy Geminis.
I was going to ask you what your thoughts were about them, so I'm glad you jumped right into it.
Yes, I really enjoy Geminis. I know they get labeled as like two-faced sometimes, dual personality. I don't fucking know. I really enjoy them.
That's nice.
More than an Aries.
Oh, I think it's the opposite for me, for sure.
Really?
Yeah, I love me a good Aries man. Yep. Gemini man, not so much. But I'm cool with Geminis, though. And I think it depends on the type of Gemini. Like, Gemini suns are interesting, but I really have noticed that I vibe with those who have Gemini moons or are Gemini risings. So,
Okay.
Felicity is a Gemini moon, Savannah's a Gemini moon, Elisa is a Gemini rising. And I was like, oh, and then I think about Gemini suns. Michelle is a Gemini sun. So I think it just depends too, because if they have a lot of like fire and air in their big three, I'm like, hit or miss. But if they have like the water and the earth to balance it out, then we're fine.
Yeah. If you guys haven't figured it out yet, we're talking about all things Gemini today.
Yeah. Did you know that in Latin, Gemini means the twins, literally? And that makes sense because Geminis are represented by
the twins.
the twins. What do you know? Bonus points for, do you know the names of the twins that they are represented by?
No.
Oh, Castor and Pollux.
Oh, I feel like you've said that before.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Okay.
The twins.
Are you going to tell us who famous Geminis are?
I sure am. But I'm going to tell you first that Geminis rule over the body parts that are the throat, lungs, hands, and the nervous system.
Oh.
And yeah, and in the sense of the modalities, so whether they're cardinal, fixed, or mutable, they are considered to be mutable. And yeah, that's right. And we'll get into that. But you know what I was thinking? It's like Gemini is the perfect example for them, or at least when you meet someone and you don't quite understand them or like you don't get them and they're like, oh, I'm a Gemini. And then you're like, oh, yeah, that makes so much sense. I feel like once you understand like the background and the mythology, which we'll get into, of Gemini, that makes it just like it really lands. So we'll see. I'm curious if you heard that story or not before, Nichole. But let's get to the famous Geminis first. Plural of Gemini is Geminis. So Peso Pluma. Do you know who that is?
Who?
Peso Pluma.
Never heard of them.
Him, actually, and more recently famous. He was the second headliner at Coachella recently, and he's a YouTuber. And I don't even know how to describe his music, but he's quite famous as of the last year.
I don't think he's that famous because I've never heard of him.
Sir Paul McCartney.
Ooh, yes, I've heard of him.
Okay. Angelina Jolie.
I've heard of her.
Naomi Campbell. Chris Evans. Nicole Kidman.
Chris Evans was Captain America?
Yeah, he's hot.
Okay, didn't he recently have like a picture leak online? I never saw it, but
I did.
His package? Was it good? Okay. All right.
Yep.
Speaking of, I heard Drake also has a nice gift. And I didn't look up that one either. I don't look up any of these things. I'm so lame. You guys, if you have seen these and you want to send them my way, I will not be opposed. If you want to send me a dick pic.
I would not be surprised if Drake leaked his own, to be perfectly honest, just because he seems like that
he's
type.
Thirsty. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, side note, but we're going to get to him, so stand by on that one. Okay, so Chris Evans, Nicole Kidman, Troye Sivan.
Okay. Who?
Troye Sivan? Sivan? S-I-V-A-N?
Nope.
He's a singer. Aquafina?
Oh, she's funny. I liked her in Crazy Rich Asians.
Same. Daddy, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Oh, he's ugly.
Oh no, when you hear him talk and then you just see him in interviews and the way that he treats his girlfriend, I'm like, oh, you are so hot. Okay,
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar.
I dig him.
Okay, in the battle that is Drake versus Kendrick, who's winning and who has won? Have you
Kendrick.
heard too much of it? Kendrick, yeah, I think
No,
so
but
too.
I think Kendrick.
Yeah, I think I agree with that as well. But then I was thinking about the battle that was Tupac and Biggie back in the day, and I'm like, these
Tupac.
Gen Z kids have no idea. Mm-hmm.
Tupac all day, every day.
He was brilliant. Heidi Klum,
Mm.
Stevie Nicks.
Oh, she's a witch, right?
She is, huh? Yeah, I agree.
They talked about her a lot in American Horror Story. No, was it Coven? There was one of the seasons
Coven?
where they talked a lot about her, and I think she even went on the show.
Oh, how
She's like
cool.
a witch.
She's iconic. Anderson Cooper.
Oh, I love Anderson. You know what I love?
Haven't.
I love when he gets drunk and just giggles like a little girl. It's hilarious.
I have not shared the Anderson Cooper story, but he
Yes,
has
you.
been
Oh,
involved. No, I didn't tell in details. I did not share the details. I don't think I did. Did I? I don't know. But he oh well, he did get with one of our relatives who is a triple Gemini.
no.
So
No, you're thinking of Andy Cohen, not Anderson Cooper. They are not the same.
and Andy Cohen isn't wait, Andy Cohen is
The Bravo
they
guy.
both Bravo guy, yes. Okay. But they both do the
Wrong
New
one.
Year special together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they both laugh really
Retract
funny when they're
that.
drunk.
Anderson Cooper,
Take that
we do
back.
not
Take it back,
have any
guys.
degrees of separation that way. He did not hook up with our family member.
The other one did.
The other
Okay.
one did.
Liver and Cox.
Oh, okay.
We like her. Blake Shelton, Mary Kate
Mm.
and Ashley Olsen,
Oh, God,
the
those
twins.
twins. Okay.
The twins. Morgan Freeman,
Oh, iconic voice.
iconic. Prince William.
We're on the fence about him now.
Natalie Portman, Kylie
She's
Minogue.
gorgeous.
She is.
Mm.
So is Kylie.
Yeah.
Venus Williams, Cillian Murphy, and Lenny Kravitz.
Oh, Lenny Kravitz.
That man
Well,
has aged like fine wine.
oh, he's so fucking hot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised this person wasn't on your list.
Who?
The icon of all icons, Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I did any deceased ones this time around. But yeah, she is an
Oh.
icon.
Mm-hmm.
The shapeshifter
Iconic.
of all shapeshifters.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, well, this year, the dates, we are in a leap year. For Gemini season, it is beginning on May 20th at 8:59 a.m. EST, Eastern Standard, to the solstice, June 20th, and it ends at 8:50 p.m. EST. So usually solstice for us is on the 21st, but this year it's like half a day earlier.
Okay, that's so interesting. So I didn't know that the times could end like not at midnight, which I guess, I mean, we have so many different time zones. I guess I just assumed if it's June 20th in one part of the world, then that's when it starts there, and then we wait, but it starts at a certain time no matter what time zone you're in. Starts and ends.
I
Interesting.
believe so, yeah.
The more you know.
The more you know. So what I think is really interesting that I've learned, just like as an observation recently, so we all know what AI, like we are just at the start of the AI age. And Google Bard, which is an AI software, they just recently renamed that to Gemini AI. I think that's so interesting because Gemini rules over themes of communication, and that constellation is ruled by the planet Mercury. And I think why Geminis get such a bad rap is because they can kind of go either way. You really don't know what to expect from them, and that very much is linked to the mythology associated with the planet Mercury and who he was as a god back in the day, and still to this day, if that's who you worship. So, but when people say that you can be mercurial, that's what they mean, is because you're very moody, much like cancers in
Much
a
like
way.
cancer. Much like us.
Much like us, yeah. So,
Hmm.
what do you know about Geminis before I get into the little, background that is the mythology of Mercury?
I don't know a lot about them other than I think they get a bad reputation. And
Hmm.
I personally enjoy Geminis. That's all I know.
Okay. Well, you know what? I think I'm going to talk about the mythology first, and then we'll go into why Geminis are associated with certain traits that they are associated with. So, have you heard of the story of Mercury and the stolen, oh my gosh, lyre? Lyre. Lyre. Yeah, I think I'm saying that right. No?
Just like we were saying Celtics, right?
Yeah, Celtics. Shout out to Savannah for letting us know. Anyways, so Mercury is known to be the Roman god of commerce, traveling, thievery. And he was known for playing both sides because just after he was born, he basically was mischievous from the start. So he craved adventure, and the story goes that he slipped out of his crib that was in a cave, and he so happened to fall upon a slow moving tortoise. And so from that tortoise, he invented his musical piece, the lyre. I really hope I'm saying that right, guys. That's what we're rolling with. And he was able to, create a musical instrument for himself that he would later use to his advantage down the road. So he came across after that a herd of cattle in a field nearby, and it wasn't just like any form of random cattle. The cattle belonged to his half brother Apollo, which is the god of music and the sun. And Mercury then was known to be, he's known as like the trickster. He's more of like a neutral, like he's going to play whatever side is to his advantage. And he basically wanted to steal the cattle from his brother, which he did. So he has his winged sandals. So he's again the messenger of the god. He has like little wings on his little patas, his feet. And he stole the cattle from his brother, right? And his brother was at that point very pissed off because his brother stole from him. So there he goes into Mercury's cave. Apollo goes there and he demands the return of his cattle. And remind you, like these are all gods, right? So Mercury, being a little infant and brat that he is, he charmed his brother, and it was much to his surprise, right? So with his lyre, his little musical instrument, he calms Apollo down by playing him a really beautiful song. And so he was very impressed and almost mesmerized by this whole act that he appreciated his brother's ingenuity so much that he essentially forgave his brother. And he's like, you know what? Give me your musical piece, and in return, you can keep the cattle. Right? So there you go. It all worked out. But I think from that point forward, the story goes that there's like this kind of interesting bond between the two brothers and whatnot. But the tale is really told just to exemplify the duality of Mercury. So he's mischievous, he's a trickster, he's capable of theft from a very young age, like technically an infant, right? And he's also very inventive. He's very thought forward focused thinking. And he's a musician, like from the jump, which I think is really cool. And fun fact, we're going to get into a fun little point about musicians after this. But his sandals, they represented like the swiftness of his mind for him to think so quickly on his feet and both in
Mm,
physical movement and in his mind, right? So there's a lot of like similarities and themes that you would associate with Geminis themselves. And this is how he basically came to be known as the messenger of the god. And he has that title for a reason, right? So he can navigate boundaries with charms and he can seamlessly go through between what they say both the mortal world and the world of the gods. So he could essentially like jump a couple 3D. He could jump from like the 3D to the 4D to the 5D, essentially, is kind of how the story goes. So, fun fact, most musicians actually have a very prominent Mercury placement in their birth chart, as do those in media, especially broadcasters. So most broadcasters that are, sharing your daily 4 p.m., 5 p.m. news on TV, they actually have Mercury in Gemini in their birth charts. Isn't that wild? It was like one of the
interesting.
first like weird little bits I learned about astrology. Yeah. So because of all of this, Geminis, being ruled by the planet Mercury, are said to be known to be excellent with words. They are chatty Cathys. They ask the questions. They ask why. Maybe they have a lot of ideas, which I actually do feel like I associate with the Geminis that I know. I'm like, yeah, you guys very much are um, curious, is a good word. And I don't know if I really associate them with like this to be the social butterflies in group settings. I'll let you decide that one. But I guess most people think that Geminis are also funny and they have conversational skill sets and they pick up on social cues that maybe others may not so easily pick up on, which I would attribute to Geminis for sure. And that makes sense, right? Because they're ruled by the planet Mercury. And because they are ruled by the planet Mercury, it's also thought that Geminis have a very active mind. And so they're probably always like, they always have the, what does dad say, the canicas going in their mind. So there's like a bunch of marbles rolling around at once. But they are genuinely, I would say, interested in learning new things and as well as meeting new people. And so let's just say that, at least from my perspective, Geminis are flexible, they're adaptable, they can switch gears fairly quickly. I don't think they mind change. They probably welcome it actually. Thirsty for knowledge, probably enjoy those stimulating conversations. And I could say the shadow side of this is that their curiosity may sometimes lead to restlessness in all forms. So, starting with the mind and eventually that translating to the body, because, you could probably just get really busy and it's hard to settle down and calm down. And that being said, they might be bored with routine and may also crave new experiences of sorts.
Okay, I have
Thoughts?
so many thoughts.
All right, tell
Okay,
me, because that's what I got for you. Hmm.
first thought was that the story about the twins reminded me of that time that Brianna, when you stole my scarf and I couldn't find my scarf for years and years and years, and then you showed up wearing my scarf because you welcomed yourself into my home and took my scarf. And then
I don't know this story.
yes, I couldn't find the scarf forever, and then one day, like for like a year, and then Brianna shows up with my scarf, and I'm like, "That's my scarf," and she's like, "Yeah, I like took it from your house a long time ago because." Right, everybody used to have a key to my house. So she used to go in there with her friend when they were going to college, and they would come and eat my food and watch TV. And apparently, she helped herself to my closet and took my scarf. And, anyways, then at some point, she took my CSUN sweatshirt that I have now. So, anyways, to pay her back, I took one of her black, nice, like a very nice lightweight sweater, zip up hoodie sweater. And I took that, and one time she's like, I can't find it. And I was like, yeah, I don't know where it's at. And I knew where it was at, and I didn't tell her for like years. And then I think I finally told her. And I was like, that's what you get for stealing my scarf.
I've literally never taken clothes from you guys. Brianna has stole. Okay, do you remember when we went to Salem?
Brianna steals everything.
We went to Harvard. She steals everything. Brianna, what the fuck? I know you're going to see this. You're going to edit this.
They should have put you in therapy as a child for this kleptomania of yours.
You remember we went to Salem, we went to Harvard, we went to the campus grounds, got those really fun, soft Harvard shirts. And for the longest time, I was like, what did I do with it? She calls me one day. This bitch is wearing it.
Fucking bitch.
I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh.
I was so mad.
Fucking thief. Well, that's what that story reminded me of. And then the other thought that I had was when you were talking about the Geminis and how they talk. Would you say they use a lot of words? They're very...
Yeah, they do.
Okay. I don't know if it's the same thing, but so my brother and sister-in-law are both Geminis because they too also have the same birthday like us, but they're 7 years apart. Mm-hmm. And one of them doesn't know how to shut the fuck up. We tell her all the time, like, oh my God, you like talk so much. Is it because you're an only child and you like need to be heard because you weren't heard enough? And she said, yes. She was just never listened to. So she's so loud and doesn't shut up ever. And it's so funny because my brother-in-law is the opposite. He's very quiet. He doesn't say a lot of words, but he says enough that it's like impactful. I don't know how to describe it.
He's one of
He like
those
someone
stoic.
who kind of, but
Mm-hmm.
he's hilarious. He's so funny without like being funny. I don't know. I have a good time with him always, and it's just he doesn't say a lot, but
Yeah,
we
he's
will
your
sit there and
favorite, even out of your
he's my
husband.
favorite.
Like his
Yeah.
husband. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll just
he's
sit there and
cool.
crack up. I'm like, can you just like come everywhere with us? Because I have so much fun with him. But again, doesn't use a lot of words, not like her, who uses so many words. We're like always like, shut up. What else was I going to say? And then it reminded me too. Yeah, and I would say I don't know so much about him, but with her, she is really like flexible. So if something changes, right? Like I feel like you and I are very rigid. We're not very flexible and open to change. She's very like go with the flow, like, oh, okay, this isn't the plan anymore. All right, cool. Like she's very willing to just kind of move. I think he is too. He won't say anything. He just kind of goes along with it. I think they all are in that family. This one too. Would you say you're flexible, babe, or rigid? Like with plans, like are you flexible in nature? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking Brianna.
You didn't know that
She's gonna
story?
see this. No, I didn't.
Fucking Brianna, yeah, she stole my scarf for years, and then somehow,
Which
she ended
scarf
up with
was it?
my other clothes. What else did she steal? Yeah, my sweatshirt. Yeah, see, George knows my Sea Sun sweatshirt. Yeah, it was just a scarf I was looking for because it was like a nice light scarf that kind of went with everything. It was just more of like decor than actual like warmy one, but it was like it was very what's the word I'm thinking of? Babe, when something goes with everything? Versatile.
Versatile. Yeah.
And
is it versatile or is it versatile?
Versatile or versatile? I don't fucking know. And yeah, she showed up one day like years ago, like at least a year later, and I was like, I'm fucking looking for that. She's like, oh yeah, I've had it for like.
Did you take it back?
Yes, I took it back. And then I took my Sea Sun sweatshirt back. I don't know how she fucking ended up with my Sea Sun sweatshirt. And then I stole her black sweatshirt because I remember she came for a trip once, and then she's like, "Hey, has anyone seen my black sweatshirt?" And I had it, and I was like, "No." That's what she fucking gets.
Did you keep that?
But yeah, and she knows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Okay, so where were we at?
So did you know? Well, I don't know where we were at, but did you know the symbol? So the glyph, the picture of the planet in the chart, is actually for Mercury. It looks like a lyre. Like it looks like a musical piece to represent the mythology and the story of it.
Did we talk about Gemini at work?
No.
What would be good? What would be good careers for Geminis? And then I'll read it. So you tell me what you think first.
Blog writer, someone that works in media publications, anything that has to do with writing, newspaper editor, videographer, maybe a photographer, sportscaster, a caster of sorts, a travel agent, something that involves movement, near or far. And you know what? I think Geminis would make good teachers too.
Okay. Well, careers that would suit Gemini individuals are scientist, advertising agent, journalist, writer, teacher, accountant, computer programmer, engineer, project manager, media analyst, communication specialist, interpreter, transportation worker, driver, storyteller, entertainer, radio or podcast host, blogger, photographer, tutor, guide, personal assistant, salesperson, or TV host. So you got a lot of those.
Podcaster. Yeah, podcaster. Forgot to say that. That is a full-time job, guys. Just so you know, it is a full-time job.
One that we don't get paid for. Okay.
Leave us a review.
Who would Geminis be best matched with in relationships?
Sag, Aries, Aquarius, not a Cancer. Maybe a Virgo.
Okay, let's see. Oh, Gemini in love. A Gemini in love is fast, flirtatious, and sociable and needs intellectual stimulation to the point where they often see their love as their best friend. This just means there is less emphasis on the physical side of a relationship. They are curious and fantastic listeners, which tends to charm everyone they meet. Interesting. Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen a Gemini naked, so I cannot attest.
Wait, I didn't say anything about them being naked.
Well, you said Gemini in love. So like I just associated that with like some form of dating. I literally
No,
don't think I've
that's
ever.
sex. I don't think you know the difference between love and sex, sweetie.
That is very rude. That is very rude.
Love. I didn't say anything about sex. Anywhere. Romantic combinations. Who'd you say are good matches? Aries?
Sag, Aries, Virgo, and Gemini. I'm going to add another Gemini there.
Gemini and Gemini are a match that really needs some practical earth in the chart of at least one person. It will be a fun and restless intellectual relationship that can be unstable, but the friendship factor is high. I don't know if I want an unstable relationship. Okay. Gemini and Cancer definitely need compromise between sociability and privacy and between the lighthearted and the sensitive. The mix of curiosity, fun, and emotional security can blend well with awareness. Gemini and Leo are a partnership that leads a life full of fun, affection, and probably parties. They complement each other in that Leo brings some structure and Gemini brings more flexibility.
Yeah,
Gemini and Virgo, yeah. Gemini and Virgo are both signs ruled by Mercury, and this means that both are adaptable and communicate well. Virgo brings practicality, and Gemini helps Virgo lighten up a little. That wasn't the one you said, right?
No. I said Virgo.
You said Virgo? Okay. Gemini and Libra are a combination that matches well, and the pair are likely to be out a lot, exploring new experiences and people and sharing ideas all the time. Gemini and Scorpio are a mix of depth, privacy, lightness, and openness that takes a lot of adjustments to each other. As always, it can work if Gemini allows Scorpio alone time often and if Scorpio develops a more playful side some of the time. Yeah, so that doesn't sound great, right?
I just feel like that would be really like catastrophic. Like imagine the fights between a Gemini and a Scorpio. That's Kendrick and Drake. Literally. That's literally, yeah. Kendrick is a Gemini, Drake is a Scorpio.
Oh, okay. Gemini and Sagittarius are a pairing that has much in common. They both like to explore intellectually and to debate, and both have great senses of humor. It's a light and playful relationship. You said Sag, right?
Yeah, I did.
That one sounds good. Okay.
Yeah.
Gemini and Capricorn need some mutual respect and understanding to work, as Capricorn is serious and Gemini really isn't. As always, this can work if Gemini is able to bring a sense of playfulness to Capricorn, and Capricorn can bring needed grounding to Gemini. Gemini and Aquarius are a real meeting of the minds, and the two will never run out of ideas or things to talk about. Both are sociable and like their independence. Gemini and Pisces will need compromise, as Gemini is an outgoing social butterfly and Pisces is emotional, shy, and sensitive. However, both signs are flexible, so the opportunity for each to adjust to the other's needs is there.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. 2 more. Yeah. Gemini and Aries are air and fire, and the two elements work well together. Geminis are the mimics of the zodiac and will likely match the Aries passion. And Gemini's mind will be fueled by the fire. Lots of fun. You said that one too.
Yeah.
So Sag and Aries seem to be the best. One. Yeah.
I think it's because it's fire and air.
Who else is air? Virgo?
Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Virgo's Earth.
What's Gemini?
Air.
So, fire. Okay, so fire is Aries, Sag, and who?
Leo, our favorites.
Oh, God. Okay. The ones I hate the most. All right, let's see. Gemini and Taurus aren't the easiest of partnerships, but that makes things interesting. Taurus may find Gemini hard to keep up with, and Gemini will sometimes wish Taurus would be more sociable and less stubborn, But if both can compromise, this will be a good relationship. So yeah.
Yeah. I think I nailed that one.
You did nail that one. And we're water, so we do well with earth.
It goes earth to water and then air to fire, typically. And then usually sometimes like the same element. So like water will do well. Sometimes, not always.
I don't know. Yeah.
Sometimes.
I dated a lot of Piscean men. And yeah.
Imagine your next child's a Pisces. Wouldn't that be interesting?
So much emotion in this house.
It's a lot.
My husband would be like, what the fuck? Okay,
well,
if we have any...
Yeah, I don't know. Because he has a Pisces moon, so which means he's actually really emotional. Yeah, that's a lot.
Okay, if we have any Gemini male listeners, and if you're hot, Gabby wants to see you naked. Or
facts.
if any of our listeners know any hot Geminis that want to send Gabby a picture, she wants to see them naked.
And don't forget to send Nicole's her photos of a Chris and Drake, okay? If you know what I'm saying.
Fun. Okay, anything else for Gemini? Gemini season?
I think we like you guys. Nicole does. I'm cool with you.
I like Geminis.
Depends. Yeah. But you know what I'm really excited for?
Cancer, the best season of all.
Yeah. You can't wait for that one.
That one needs to be... That one needs to be more than 30 minutes because it's the best season of all.
Yeah, I agree. That one's going to be the best one yet, guys. So tune in.
Okay. Happy Gemini season. Go hug a Gemini.
Okay. Yeah, they need it.
All right, guys. What is this coming out? This is coming out. What day is Gemini season on? A Monday?
May 20th, yeah. So it's Monday, Tuesday, the twofer, back to back.
You guys are going to get back to back of us. You're welcome.
The gift you didn't know you needed.
All right. See you guys next time.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.